Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Welcome to the Hampshire College 2022 Commencement Ceremony. The assembly will now be in order. Everyone, please be seated so everyone's sitting. So, please welcome Rosbelinda Cardenas.
Good morning. Buenos días. Buenos días. I recently had the fortune of being in spaces where I was invited to think carefully about my presence as a guest on these stolen lands. These conversations prompted me to reflect on the relationships that I'm building with those who are on and of this land, human and non-human, past and present. As a starting point, I will borrow from a collaboration of words that has been put together by Fiona Wild and Isabella Utley Rosado, two graduating Hampshire students who lovingly compiled their own land acknowledgement, cobbling together the words and feelings of fellow students and teachers across the Quinnipiac River Valley. I want to acknowledge our debt to the Nonotuck people on whose land we stand, people who have been living within and against colonialism since the 17th century, and who have remained and resisted by seeking safety and making kin with others in the surrounding areas. I also want to acknowledge our neighboring Indigenous nations, the Nipmuc, the Wampanoag, and the Massachusetts to the east, the Mohegan and Pequot to the south, the Mohican to the west, and the Abenaki and Pocumtuck to the north. Thanks to their steadfast cultivation of life, this valley continues to be a gathering place for Native peoples, scholars, and organizers. Finally, I ask that you too engage with this question individually and collectively. What are the relationships that we are building and the responsibilities that we are attending to as guests on this land? I hope that you leave today with a commitment to curiosity and a growing sense of responsibility to others. Thank you. Gracias. And please welcome Jose Fuentes, Chair of the Board.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Excellent. So it feels so great and so happy for us to be back and celebrating commencement, especially that this year we're honoring the classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022. So I became chair of the board at the beginning of 2020, which also coincided with my 10th anniversary of graduating from Hampshire. And at the time, I was really excited that I was going to be able to come and celebrate here with you. But unfortunately, we all know what happened in 2020, which made it so that I couldn't be here in person to celebrate with you. But all that being said, I am so excited that we're back here and that I can get to celebrate with you today. It's so important to recognize how much has happened over the past 2 years, but more importantly is to know that we are here, and we're here to grow, to thrive, and to continue to evolve, and most importantly, to celebrate our graduates today. There's so many great people I want to recognize, but before I get to that, I want to first acknowledge one person who isn't here with us, and that's our president, Ed Wingenbach. Unfortunately, Ed tested positive for COVID on Wednesday. So following, being consistent with our community care agreements, he's in isolation. But this is being live streamed. So one thing I want to do is, in a count of 3, I want us to say, "We miss you, Ed." So ready? 1, 2, 3. We miss you, Ed. Thank you. Awesome. So now let's get to the thank yous and welcomes. So first of all, I want to start by asking and welcoming grandparents, parents, caretakers, brothers and sisters, and all the family members and friends who are here with us today. We want to recognize you. Thank you very much. Today, I especially want to thank the parents and caretakers and really thank you for supporting your graduates over the past 4 years and believing in the college. I know it hasn't been easy always, so thank you very much for your support. Really, thank you. I also want to recognize a number of people who are here with us today. First of all, current faculty and retired faculty, please stand up and be recognized. You know, I always like to say that we spend more than 70% of our time outside of the classroom, which is why I really want to recognize our staff and administrators for all the support they have provided to our graduating students. Thank you to all of you. I also want to welcome our colleagues from the Board of Trustees. Thank you very much for your support and your service to the college. Please stand up and be acknowledged. And of course, most importantly, welcome graduates to your commencement. Please stand up. All right, so of course, today is a day for celebration. Today is a day where we come together to celebrate the fact that you have completed your Hampshire journey. Graduates, we recognize your hard work, creativity, dedication, and your resilience that it took to complete your Hampshire degree. I've been there, it's never easy, so great for you guys. We want you to know how proud we are that you have succeeded in rigorous academic work, and that now, after completing your Div 3s, that you are literally Div free. So fantastic. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, again, congratulations. I personally wish you all the very best in your journeys. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you. All right, so now I would like to introduce our student moderators for the festivities today. Please bring up Judah Bashti Dodi, 18F. And Zaire Thomas, 18F. Thank you very much.
We'd like to start by thanking Profer or Dean Cardenas and also Chair Fuentes. And one more thing we'd like to do is have a moment of silence for the people who could not be here today with us on commencement due to the decisions made in 2019.
Thank you. Before we begin to address everyone and welcome you all to this very wonderful occasion. We would like to have Dr. Amy Jordan come to the stage to address a recent tragedy in the United States.
These statements are really difficult to write. So as you all know, recently, last Saturday, a gunman took the lives of 10 people, injured 13, directly targeting the African American community in a common gathering space, in a space that they worked hard and organized to get. And so I found myself in thinking about how do I honor the lives that are lost, and how do I honor the pain and sadness of this community that is gathering themselves, organizing, engaging in mutual aid, and remembering the lives of those that they lost. So I thought I'd lift up the statements of some of the people in the community, and they happen to be mostly elders of the community. So one elder, Buffalo resident Denise Michael Houston, urged, "We want deep history to be taught, for the truth to be told, and all of this racism to stop." A cousin also added, "The problem is that they will not teach accurate history in schools. I have lived in the city 72 years, and everything here is racist. We have this one supermarket." So these are brief but very profound statements, I think, and it made me think about, what does it mean to go deep, to want to do deep history? What does that mean when we talk about the truth be told? So it reminds me of many things. One is that we all have to go inside ourselves and wrestle with this question of what does it mean to go beneath the surface, to go deep, to do the things that take time in study, rigorous study, building solidarity, building relationships. Also reminds me that racism, often in an institution of higher education, we have to remind ourselves that it's not an object, it's not to be reified, it's not just a difficult conversation. And as Ta-Nehisi Coates reminds us, racism is a visceral experience. It dislodges brains, blocks airways, rips muscles, extracts organs. And often in the academy, the graphs, the charts, the multiple regression analysis, all land with great violence upon the body. So I want to end with a statement by one of the victims of the shooting, Catherine Massey, who was 72. And I just want to acknowledge that Catherine is a beloved member of that community, that she wrote several letters urging federal legislation for gun control, and specifically did the work, went deep, and urged the repeal of specific legislation, particularly legislation that makes it difficult to sue gun makers. So I'm left with urging us all to commit to doing that deep work, to understanding that it's worth it, that it's necessary, and that it's what needs to be done to honor those who have lost their lives in this fight, this struggle for an anti-racist society. Okay, thank you.
I think as much as we are here to celebrate such a monumental moment that we all have made for graduates of 2020, 2021, and 2022 is also equally important for us to acknowledge those, like Dr. Jordan has said, that have really fought very hard and who's lost their lives due to racism, right, and hatred. So thank you everyone for allowing Dr. Jordan to speak. Before we move on with the ceremony, we all know that President Ed was not able to make it. However, he did have some words that he wanted to share with us, and so I will say these things on his behalf. So I think I can be called the president?
Yeah.
Okay, so. Okay. So this is President Judah speaking on behalf of President Ed. I mean, why not? Okay, so I have a little script here. As you just heard, Ed has COVID and he is incredibly disappointed not to be here at what would have been his first in-person commencement since becoming president. Oh, COVID is disrespectful. Disrespectful. This is my Ed voice. To my fellow students and returning graduates, while he can't be here with us in person, Ed wanted me to share on his behalf a small snippet of what he will share in a video message to all of you through email. Okay. We're at Hampshire. So, we have 3 graduating classes here today because Hampshire students refuse to let the challenges of pandemics, politics, strategic partnerships, and so many other trials prevent you from success. This is not Ed's words, but we remain strong through 2019. Let's give it up for ourselves for that. Now back to Ed's words. Congratulations to all of you for earning a Bachelor's of Arts degree from Hampshire College. In this, the second year of our second 50th, you are celebrating after what is almost certainly the most challenging and difficult period in our college history. Every one of you was given every opportunity to fail, every excuse to give up, and every reason to take an easier path. And some people did, right? However, you that are here, you persisted, you worked the problems, you demonstrated and organized, you act, individually and collectively. You learned from looming disappointment and forged success. You did what every Hampshire College graduate has always done. You faced ambiguity, embraced radical freedom, learned from failure, and with the help and support of mentors and colleagues in the staff, This is Judah. I think we do not thank the staff enough, so I'll say again, the staff. Now, Ed, faculty and community. You created something entirely your own, something of quality, beauty, and meaning. That's what it means to have a Hampshire College degree. It will serve you well for the rest of your life. I have seen the way you are doing this already. Here on our campus and beyond, you are organizing, making art, developing new businesses and technologies, direct action, and other ways of engaging the world not yet contemplated. Hampshire's mission is to transform higher education. The mission of our graduates is to transform reality. At this moment of possibility and necessity, you are what the world needs. You are why the world needs Hampshire College. Thank you so much, President Ed, for your kind words. We truly do miss you. And let's move on with the program. What's next?
So next up, I think we're going to formally introduce a crowd favorite, Erdeem. So Erdeem was hired as our lead event and retail supervisor, and he's here to help us with commencement today. He was born and raised in Ordu on the Black Sea coast of Turkey. He studied statistics at Eskişehir University. Eskişehir University. It took a lot of practice. I've been trying, y'all. Erdeem became a U.S. citizen in 2015, and he's been at Hampshire since 2019 and is very proud to be a speaker today. So let's give him a warm welcome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, let's do this. Family, friends, staff, faculty, and my dear students, welcome to the Hampshire College 2022 Commencement Ceremony. Today, I am going to share some advice with you. But first, I want to tell you a quick story. I moved to the United States with $200 in my pocket. Even I didn't speak any English. But today, I have the privilege of speaking to all of you. Thank you. But question, why me? I am here because of the love and support of my family and friends, and I never give up on my dreams. Everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you could go forward or give up. But the thing you have to remember is that if you give up, it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting your dreams and hopes never come true. The only way the possibility will remain is if you never give up, no matter what. Thank you. You are writers, actors, scientists, painters, video game designers, dancers. You are all dreamers. We are all dreamers. Please don't give up on your dreams. Make your dreams a reality. My Hampshire family, I am proud of my students, proud of their families, proud of our employees. Today, we all made it. Now, it's time to celebrate. Hampshire, make some noise! That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erdeem. I will never forget the energy he brings to campus every morning. It doesn't matter. It could be 8 a.m.
One more time for Ardeen. Listen, whoa! Listen, this is a fun occasion. Let's have fun. Let's celebrate. Let's turn up like you young people say, okay? We're here to have fun. Let's keep the program moving. Right now, we're going to introduce our faculty speaker. We voted for this person. I think we really like this person because it's their second year as a faculty speaker. So before they come up, I will read this is a really nice bio. So Nathan Mclean, visiting assistant professor of creative writing and African American literary arts, received an MFA in creative writing from Warren Wilson's MFA program for writers. He is the author of Scale, a recipient of fellowships from the Sewanee Writers Conference, the Frost Place, and the Bread Loafs Writers Conference. Previously, he taught creative writing at Seton Hall, Drew University, and St. Joseph College, as well as poetry workshops for the Cave Canem Foundation. His poems and prose have recently appeared or are forthcoming in New York Times Magazine, Upstreet, American Poets, The Rumpus, and Hunger Mountain, among others. He currently lives in Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Welcome, Dr. Nathan Mclean.
Thank you so very much. The late, great poet Larry Levis, one of my personal touchstones, once wrote 3 lines that I have carried with me for many years, will perhaps always carry with me. He wrote, quote, "I know this isn't much, but I wanted to explain this life to you, even if I had to become, over the years, someone else to do it." As unceremonious as it may be, particularly as the college has had to make its pivot to a completely virtual experience over the last couple of years, one aspect of the Div 3 pass meeting I very much love is checking the little box certifying that the student has met the requirements of the Div 3. However, not for the reasons you might think. I have loved comparing the photographs students originally submit to the hub to the passing student in actuality, because inevitably, each of you look changed. You look different. You look wiser. And as you look to your left and your right this afternoon, I'm certain you can see it in the faces of your peers. You can see it in their eyes. Over the last 2 to 4 years, in every essay, research paper, musical score, sculpture, painting, photograph, narrative, or poem, you have attempted to explain a bit of this life, your lives. I teach my creative writing students that the life is inextricable from the work. So every capstone project has revealed some sliver of who you are, or who you've had to become to complete it. Because if Levis's speaker is indeed correct, in order to explain this life, one must, over the years, become someone else to do it. For some, that has meant exercising more patience with yourself, being more forgiving, more loving. For others, that has meant learning to say no to some things you might desperately want in service of your responsibilities and priorities. For some, it has meant learning to work better with others. For others, it has meant embracing more discipline and rigor than you thought you could ever bear. It has meant unwavering commitment to every step in your process, even if that step encountered setback or failure. It has meant learning to trust yourselves, to stand fast behind your decisions, to persist, to endure. This dispensation of time in which we currently live, believe me, is enough to make anyone have to become someone else simply to cope and survive. When a grocery store in a predominantly Black neighborhood is gunned down, or when decades of precedent protecting bodily autonomy are in the political crosshairs, when a friend betrays your trust, when you get sick, you get well, you get sick, because you scorch the base of your favorite frying pan, or you accidentally shrink your favorite ugly sweater. To be human in this world right now is enough to harden even the best of us, to fill us with anger, cynicism, and hopelessness. But nevertheless, to be human in this world right now absolutely requires that you change, and how could it not? The ability to change, to become, also provides an opportunity for growth, and we have been fortunate enough to watch you grow and to become who you had to achieve what you have. Your eyes have conveyed a narrative that managed fatigue, weariness, failed expectation, but also triumph, friendship, perseverance, and we are so proud of you. We're so proud of who you've become, yes, but also for the journey of becoming that you've allowed us to follow, to take part in, to eavesdrop on. Because I'm a poet, I often return to poetry for comfort, solace, clarity, and the final word. Legendary poet Lucille Clifton once said, "I write out of what I wonder. I think most artists create in order to explore, not to give answers. Poetry and art are not answers to me. They're about questions." So finally, I want to thank you for the questions that you have invited us to explore together. Questions that might frighten us, trip us up, get the better of us. Because what we have learned here together is how to tackle them, or simply that we must tackle them. We have learned that we are up to the task, and we have reached out to each other with our questions and concerns about our work. While the struggle is ultimately our own to wrangle with, we can find relief from those who know just how difficult it can be with respect to my own work to put word to the page. This community, despite its challenges, continues to thrive because students, staff, faculty, and alums hold fast by continuing to read and engage each other's work, listen, and care. It is an honor to stand before you, changed as I have been, but being yoked to your paths. And it is an honor to behold who you as you are, but not as you will be. Graduating class of 2022 and those joining us from previous years, keep explaining a bit of this life, your lives, to us in your work. And I promise you, we'll be listening. Congratulations to each of you.
Thank you again. Thank you again. This next person, I am beyond honored to introduce to y'all. I've known this person for a really long time now. We moved into Dakin in the Women of Color Hall in my first year together, and we've lived together ever since. We've stopped in Prescott, we've stopped in Greenwich, we've stopped in Infield. We've been through the thick of it, and we've came out the other side together. So let me get into her actual bio so y'all know who I'm talking about. So, Iyanu Bishop. Yanu is a first-generation student of Jamaican and Trinidadian heritage. In her high school years, she spent most of her time engaged in theater for social change, where she began her studies in theater of oppressed pedagogy. She took that passion to Hampshire by studying critical social thought and theater performance, in hopes of creating theatrical works that foster healing and community building. Iyanu has served as a member of the Transformative Speaking Program, peer mentors, and community facilitators. For her div, she wrote and co-directed Through the Abyss, a play, a one-woman play, chronicling the effects of anti-Blackness, fat phobia, and the ways grief can move us. She plans to continue her work through community building, writing, and developing theater-based practice for marginalized communities. Please help me in thanking and welcoming Iyanu.
Wow. Hi, everyone. I am so excited for this opportunity to talk to you all. Thank you for choosing me as your commencement speaker. Yeah. It's such a blessing for all of us to be here today. I want to give thanks to my ancestors and to my family. Graduates of 2020, 2021, and 2022, this is such a beautiful time for all of us. I want to extend my love to the folks who could not finish this journey with us. So many of our connections were cut short for a multitude of reasons, but I walk with y'all always. To the class of 2022, we did it. I'm so happy to be sharing this day with my loved ones and your loved ones. All of us here face the fear of closing, and the following year, the losses that COVID-19 brought. If it wasn't for the hard work of the community, Hampshire would not be here. With no idea what the journey would look like, the class of 2022 still did what we had to do and did it well. Despite so much uncertainty, you found ways to pave a path towards your goals. We are leaving now with the certainty that even through the unknown, we will persevere. Do you remember where you were at the beginning of this year? Were you finally submitting your retrospective or laying the foundation? I mean, I was, no shame, okay? No shame. Or laying the foundation for your project? Whatever it was, wherever we are, it was trust in ourselves that guided us through that journey. Our class took those sprouting interests and turned them into something real and tangible. We were witnesses to each other's blossoming. The beauty of Div 3 was in finding our process. It was so messy and so chaotic, but when the moment came to submit the final paper, do our final performance, or open the gallery, it was ours. In the face of chaos, a light was birthed, our work. Let your Div 3 be a reminder that you are everything you hope to be and more. So, even though I came here for the educational model, it was you all, my peers, who made me stay. Each one of us grounded ourselves in the potential this model had and committed ourselves to the obstacles. Even though many of you held roles that were overwhelming, that made you question your gifts, you pushed through. If we did not support one another, who would? If it wasn't for the trust and love fostered within the community here, I would not have survived. Being in such a close space with folks was a challenge, but it changed me for the better. When college life became stressful, it was my community that lifted me out of that funk. We had to hold so much, but we did it together. The support across divs, the collaborations, and all the celebrations shared strengthened us. When going out into your new spaces, do not let societal pressures deter you from what's possible. We know what it is. So we were not just students here. We were facilitators, organizers, advocates, problem solvers to the many issues that challenged our community. We are the walking embodiment of "to know is not enough." In a world where they judge us on what we can do and cannot do, we gave each other the space to just be. When issues within the school came up, we showed up time and time again. When the school wasn't listening, you demanded attention, even if that meant letting go of your academic assignments. Students sitting here today showed up for this current moment and all the moments to come. Through community, we created new pathways to understanding and new pathways to connection. What is a school without its students? At Hampshire, we are the fire that keeps this place going, so do not be swayed by our dominant culture. It is the community that will save us. So, take a deep breath and ground yourself. Let these words really sink in. You did it. You've reached a milestone. And not just because you graduated college, but because you set out to do something and you finished it. That is not easy. Our lives were being pulled and stretched, but we still made a plan and stuck to it. When it is time to transition to your next chapter, when you get stressed from the fear of the unknown, remind yourself this moment was unknown to us for a long time, but we are here. Do not be afraid of the familiar. It can bring the most beautiful of surprises. Our experiences at Hampshire have been a testimony to that. To the class of 2018, fall 18, it will not just be a degree you leave Hampshire with. We are leaving with hope. The promise of community no matter where we find ourselves, the knowing that liberation can be fought for. Take time to foster and find your community. That is the only way to get through the ways of this world. In times when you may want to isolate, show up in your community and be present for the ones you care for. We will only get older, and we must fight to hold on to the dreams and imaginations of our youth. Healing and connections are possible. We just have to fight for it. Thank you.
Give Iyanna another round of applause. You have me over here crying. All right, let's move on with our program. This is a very special treat, I believe. I have the honor of introducing our commencement speaker. Can I read yours? Do you mind? All right. So, Loretta Ross. So, you know, Dr. Ross's bio, there's a couple of paragraphs, there's a few paragraphs, there are several paragraphs, and so it was kind of difficult, right, to condense it, but I think we did a pretty good job, right? So I will read what we felt in trying to condense the bio really resonated with us as graduating students. So Loretta J Ross is a professor at Smith College in the program for the study of women and gender, where she teaches courses on white supremacy, human rights, and calling in the calling out culture. Loretta's activism began when she was tear gassed at a demonstration as a first-year student at Howard University in 1970. As a teenager, she was involved in anti-apartheid and anti-gentrification activism in Washington, D.C., as a founding member of the D.C. Study Group. As part of a 50-year history in social justice activism until her retirement from organizing in 2012, she co-created reproductive justice initiatives and a multitude of collectives centered around care for Black women. That's important and needed work. Loretta is a mother, grandmother, and you're not a and a great-grandmother. And a great-grandmother. So the one thing left on her bucket list is to see Venus and Serena Williams play tennis live. Period. That's a good goal. It is our honor to have Loretta Ross as our commencement speaker.
Thank y'all. I can't believe y'all had me back here. Didn't I cuss y'all out enough the first time? I mean, really? I guess y'all can't get enough of a bad thing, but here I am again. I am so proud to be at Hampshire because Hampshire is such a unique college. I started my teaching career here at Hampshire. I did. Teaching a course that nobody else in America would allow me to teach called White Supremacy in the Age of Trump. You know? Because Hampshire how can I put this word? Represents, you know, English is not my first language. Ebonics is, so sometimes I search for words. And if I can keep this clean, it'll be a miracle. But anyway, Hampshire represents something unique in my soul and for your souls as well, because now you're part of our family. And that is, despite all the horrific news that we're facing, we won't give in to despair. We will not give in to bitterness. We will not give in to anger. And most of all, we will not give in to revenge. You know, because when you engage in those emotions, you've let your oppressor live rent-free in your heart. And you don't want that. You know? And so one of the reasons I think Hampshire is so unique is that it represents something deeply magical, and that is an alignment that's taking place, a universal alignment, an alignment between reproductive justice and environmental justice and economic justice and disability justice and queer justice. All the issues, we take it on at Hampshire. You know? Because there are too many educational institutions that run away from the truth. You know? They fire professors for teaching stuff like we get to teach at Hampshire. You know? So I'm so proud that we seek out and attract the students who want to be told the truth instead of being protected from the truth. That's who we are. Yeah. For many of you, as you know, what I've been working on recently is focusing not on the anti-rape work that I've done, or the reproductive justice work, or the anti-apartheid, the human rights. Those are all my issues. I care about all of them. But more recently, I have been so obsessed in focusing on how we do the work versus just the work we do. Because I've been convinced that I cannot dishonor my ancestors and all the people who have died for me to shed tears while they shed blood, for me to take this opportunity, this alignment lightly. You know, my astrology friends talk about the age of Aquarius. I don't know what that means, right? But I do believe them. Ain't that weird, right? Because the world is very complicated and it's filled with a lot of nastiness, and this contradiction and this hypocrisy, it's just pissing me the F off. Really, I'm trying, y'all, but you know. Now that I'm almost 70 years old, though, because I started out when I was 16, so obviously I've been doing this a long time, and I want all of y'all to do it for a really long time. Oh, so let me get off of my speech and say the only way you can do it for a really long time is to party as hard as you work. Let's get that. That's the key to longevity. And you also have to not take yourself but so seriously. You know? You can bring your imperfect self to do a perfect cause. You know? And so one of my mentors, Leonard Zeskin, always told me, he said, Loretta, lighten up, because fighting Nazis should be fun. You know? And the end to that sentence said, it's being a Nazi that sucks. So keep that in mind. So I want to talk about calling in, because it's not, as many people mistakenly believe, what you do for somebody else. It's actually what you do for yourself. Because you are going to have a chance to constantly demonstrate that you care more about your integrity than your reputation. That's so important. If you spend too much time trying to protect your reputation, you're assuming that you have the magic power to control what other people think of you. That ain't happening. Because they see you through the lived experiences that they've had, not yours. But you can't always work to control what you think of yourself by what you choose to do, to not own more in this world, but to become more in the world. By the way, can we send a memo to Elon Musk, those last words? Just say. Because too many people seek fulfillment by what they own and not who they are. And we can know that. And so calling in gives you a chance to offer love, respect, and grace to everybody. And you don't have to agree with people to give them that. You know, if you're secure in who you are and what you know, it becomes a joy to offer people love and respect, because people may not never remember what you said, as Maya said, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And when you lead with that love and that respect and that grace because you're secure in your own integrity, you're blessing the world with your presence. And it ain't easy, by the way, because so many people piss me off. And I'm the call-out queen, so it ain't like I got this down. But I am making an active choice not to make the world crueler than it needs to be. That is hard to resist because as a rape and incest survivor, I know I'm capable of becoming a victimized violator. Someone hurt me and I want to hurt somebody else, even if I can't get to the person that hurt me. Because a lot of us think that because we're hurting, that gives us license to not even care about who hurts. That's not how I want to be. Because I don't want to always respond to the collage of people that have hurt me in the past. Again, I want to get over them. And it starts, strangely enough, with learning self-forgiveness, which is damn hard, But if you learn from your past mistakes, you will get so much joy from owning your full self. A good friend of mine once told me, one of my mentors said, Loretta, when you have bad news to tell, about yourself that run and tell it first so that you control the narrative. Any other way it comes out ain't gonna work in your favor. I think that is lifelong advice. And can't nobody ever own you or shame you or call you out with your stuff because you've owned it first. And so I want us to talk about the cancel culture, not too long, because I think we all know what it is. Hampshire is the reason I started this work. To be honest. I got here and I was like, wow. These people are spending their best bullets on each other. While the fascists are taking over and laughing all the way to power. So we're in the habit of doing very piss-poor threat assessments. And I want us to get out of that. Now, I'm not surprised that people do that because that's what the human rights movement does. We call people out. We shame corporations, we shame governments, we shame individuals that violate people's human rights. But you have to understand that we do that as the tactic of last resort, not the tactic of first resort. We try to talk to people first. We try to build movement first. We try to appeal to their humanity if we can, because a lot of people, you ain't sure about that, but still. We try a whole lot of stuff first before we get to the call out. So if you choose call out as your first weapon, you're fighting the right fight the wrong way. You're dividing people. You're not bringing them together. And I really want to talk about something young people talk about all the time, which is performative activism, like they've learned something. I'm like, really? You so performative. Back in the 70s, we used to say, you're so irrelevant, so I guess it's the same thing. Let me tell you about performative activism. Just by them doing it, you already know the singular most important thing you need to know about that person. If all they put up is a Black Lives Matter sign, if all they do is stumble over a gender pronoun, if all they do is try to show up, you already know the most important thing about them. They ain't on the dark side. I I have never seen a white supremacist put up a Black Lives Matter sign. Ever. So get over yourself when you call people performative. They're your problematic allies. They are not your enemies. Right? Can you understand that? I want to close by talking about, what we're up against, because obviously teaching about white supremacy, I have to stay totally immersed in the vomit of America and the world in order to teach it. I think I finally figured out what we're up against. Our opponents think that they're fighting us, the human rights movement. And they could not be more wrong. We're fighting them, but they're not fighting us. What they're fighting is truth, evidence, history, and most of all, time. And any of those forces could kick their asses, even if we didn't do anything. You know? Their only weapons are lies, manipulation, and violence. That's all they got. We've got the winning hand. Because we've got truth, history, evidence, and time on our side. And no matter how they want to forget that the 20th century ever happened and push us back to the 19th, they can't win. And I want us to understand that. So since we've got the winning hand, I want y'all to go out there and play that winning hand like the badasses that I know y'all are. Thank y'all.
Let's see. Who do we got up next? Last one?
Last one.
Last speaker of the day.
What was that?
My accent. My British one. Like a cup of water.
Last speaker of the day.
Of the day.
Okay, we
Yes.
should move on.
Yes. Okay, so I would love to introduce to you guys Chin Chin, our last speaker of the day. Chin Chin is the author of When I Grow Up, I Want to Be a List of Further Possibilities, which was longlisted for the National Book Award and won the Tom Gunn Award, among other honors. He's also the author of the forthcoming craft and personal essay collection, In Cahoots with the Rabbit God. He received a Pushcart Prize and fellowships from Kundiman, say that right? Kundiman, and the National Endowment for the Arts. He teaches at Brandeis University as the Jacob Ziskind Poet in Residence, and also serves on the Poetry Faculty for Low Residency MFA programs at New England College and Stone Coast. He lives in Waltham, Massachusetts with his partner Jeff Gilbert. Cheers to Jeff. At Hampshire College, Chin Chin studies modern and contemporary U.S. literature, political poetry, and sociology of race. He also completed a 5-college certificate in Asian Pacific American Studies. His Div 3 consisted of a chapbook-length collection of poetry exploring family, immigration, and sexuality. Please welcome Chin Chin.
Hello. Oh my God. Love that we have 2 poets here. Hi, Nathan. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Hampshire graduates, friends and family, faculty and staff, esteemed guests. I've always wanted to rattle off a list like that, so check. But no, seriously, I am so honored and delighted to be here. Thank you to President Wingenbach for the invitation, to Karen Sullivan and Yanirus Fernandez for all the organizing and guidance, and to everyone who's poured in their labor and care to make today happen. So I graduated from Hampshire in 2011, which feels like both yesterday and a bajillion pre-pandemic years ago. When I was here, I studied creative writing, mainly poetry, and literature, including Russian literature, as well as Asian American and contemporary multiracial US literature. I also took sociology and philosophy and history classes, science classes I wasn't great at, but thank you to the patient and generous professors. Oh, and an ethnomusicology class. That was great. I love how much I got to explore, to wildly experiment at Hampshire, while also gaining clarity about the fact that my dream was to become a writer. So after graduating, I went on to pursue an MFA and also a PhD in creative writing, focusing on poetry with some dabbling in creative nonfiction. Now I teach creative writing at various schools and programs, and my second book of poems is coming out this fall. So, thank you. It feels so special and kind of surreal to be standing here before all of you, talking about my Hampshire journey and what I've been up to since. I remember my own commencement here on this lawn. I remember the amazing poet and professor Arcelas Girmay bringing me peonies and saying, "Because your work, because you make me think of these gorgeous flowers." I also remember dressing in a way that my parents did not quite approve of. But I think they came to understand that Hampshire is a place where you get to find yourself, or rather multiple and more selves you could be. At many other schools, there is so much pressure to decide your major, your career, your entire life path. I keep thinking of the title of the late, great June Jordan's collected poems, Directed by Desire. Here I got to be directed by my own desire, to learn, to write, to make out of my life freshness, tenderness, surprise, queer and musical joy, alternate ways and spaces in which to thrive. Yes, I'm talking about poetry, but also the community I've found and built around poetry. So the main thought and the crucial action I'd like to encourage all of you to continue is community making. None of us can write, think, or act alone. None of us can imagine, remember, study, push forward, grieve, or enjoy hot pot alone. None of us can struggle against this world as it is and struggle for a more just and peony-filled world alone. From my time at Hampshire and the years since, I've come to believe that collective dreaming and working are how anything sustaining happens. Community over career, community over competition, over capitalist productivity, over all the things keeping us from each other. Let us be directed by our desires to rest together, to be nourished together, to move forward together towards the worlds we truly want. The following lines and the question they ask are from a brilliant poem called Grace by Sarah Gambito. Quote, "Wouldn't we tear seas, cities, money to get to each other?" And I'll close my remarks today with this poem by Brianne Genet that I just recently came across and now can't stop thinking about. I know I'll be carrying this poem with me for the rest of my life. Community is joy, yes, and good food, and terrible singing and karaoke, and all the inside jokes. But community is also about growth, which involves holding each other accountable. And this poem, Against Mastery, shows such a deep understanding of all of what community means. Against mastery. by Brianne Janae. Give me no seat at the table. Let no trembling hands lay food on my plate. Let me lord over no one and nothing, not the dog curled up in my bed, not the land nor children who wander through my care. Let me learn from the babies and be always laughing at my ignorance. Only humble discovery. Give me. And keep my eyes on the pattern of birds' wings breaking the blue overhead. Let me face the ones I harm with open palms, and let love be the method and measure of my worth. Keep my heart with my people and the coal glowing beneath my feet. Let me run and run and run and run, and let the flame of my torch never go out. I am here with you to burn the house down. Keep me to this. Cut me down before you let me lose my way. Please help me in congratulating these brilliant graduates. I'm so glad to welcome you all as fellow alums of Hampshire College. Thank you.
Thank you again, Chin Chin. That was really beautiful. Yeah. Now, I want to talk like Chin Chin. Chin Chin, you have a very soothing voice. Yeah. Now, for the moment, we've all been, I'm just joking. I was feeling it. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. All right, so we have some simple instructions. You want to say these together? Sure. Let's say it together. Will the graduating students please wait for your roll to be called by the usher in the aisle in preparation for receiving your degree?
Is this on? Dean Cox, I commend to you these students who have satisfactorily completed the requirements prescribed by the faculty of Hampshire College and are qualified to receive the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Zaria Lestar Thomas.
Brianna Michaelia Dice Bishop. Judah Vashti Doty. Isabella Alexandria Neblet. Sophia Antoinette DeFayette. Sierra Robin Becerra Caris. Fern Shaminsky. Mary Chase Jordanian. Sage Torito. Marissa Bryn Nieberg. Ida Gao. Tiger Zietler. Kira Catherine Belenich Barstow. Emma Zeilenhofer. Juliana Tianlu Sachs. Sage Jade Vadila. Robin M. White. Joshua Swift. Naya Dawn Tenerowitz. Sydney St. Ives. Sunny D.A. Leprad. May Lee Francis. Shiori O'Neill. Ina Jai Wong Needham. Luke Gannon. Daniel Colton Schmidt. Alaric Jordan Beal. Juliana Michaela Lillis. Peter A. Hume. Julia Greiner. Willoughby Ann Golden Carlo. Lene James. Sophia Capello. Isabela Milagros Utley Rosado. Alisa Vega. Ona Violet Winners. Luis Javier Jimenez. Cole Winners. Samuel Elliott Arnold. Tom Nicholson. Nicholas Bythrow. Drew Daly. Stephen DeRio. Alma Miles Murillo. Emma Rose McLean. Rose Reiser Jevons. Timothy Matthias. Darius Phoenix Talley. Sophie Starr Ritchie. Emily Christensen. Reba Golden. Turtle. Raphael Lee. Clancy Conlin. Tucker Catanzaro. Spencer Cruz Melfi. Amy R. Lowe. Adina Janelle Baltis Kirkland. Katarina Perunovich. Kevin Richard Addis. Alessandro Jeffries Cohen. Delian Kata Miyamoto. Daniel Romero. Sam Luca Kanzen. Christina Culler. Spencer M. Johnson. Sarah Mikesell. Kyle Shekinah Rourke. Avery Oliver Henderson. Sam Dorner. Lachlan Thompson. Megan Elizabeth Young. Brennan Robinson. Natasha Rose Doherty. Dory Graham. David Atticus Finn. Matthew Herndon. Maxine August Mason. Sam Hindles. Abigail M. Walker. Guinevere Sequeira. Elizabeth Brookman. Glenn Ellis. Teresa Dart. Maddie On. Tessa Boos. Jackson Williams. Charlotte Triber. Grayson Rose Lewis Blake. Sam Martin Bergeron. Ray Hagopian. Adam Ross. John Peter Schifrin Pershing. Caroline Elfland. Laurel Douglas. Tina Moore. Jaden Roper. Edward Looker. Lauren McGill. Corey Taylor. Seb Grove Smith. Aiden R. McGregor. Delhayden God. Delion Devante Charles. Cassandra Gallant. Sebastian Kurland. Ezra Ray Dodson. Jennifer O'Connell. Aaron Damon Rush. Marissa Danielle Perez. Gwyneth Diane Peavy Hunter. Fiona Marie Wild. Blythe Helen Wild. Aditi Strohmeyer. Nicole Tyler. Emma Harpin. Yiju Joshua Law. Ali Winger. Sean Noah Cassidy. Sarah Weber. Margot Jane Kinney Petruka. Ben Sellers. Salem Frabose. Teddy Hicks. Prince. Jace R. Jemison. McKenna Kopaz. Murphy Lomax Hun. Logan Alexander Stroyford. Veronica Alexander Israel. Brandon Rodriguez. Austin K.S. Price. Yasmina Madison Sudan. Anieli Camargo. Che Adolphus Williams. Jalen Hunter. Patricia Quispe Campbell. Aaron Andrews. Musa Sibi. Razdam Resh Kaligian. Isabel Lene Rowland. Jeuris Ordalis Cruz Guzman. Helen McGonigal. Elaine N. Robinson. Liam Malone. Isabel Linguiti. Taylina Kessler. Gabriel Whitney. Louis Kenkis. Isaac Perseus Francis Taylor. Samuel Ellis Comack. Rostam Cole. Daniel Rembrandt Allen. Serene Linda Nemhard. Brianna Turnbull. Ariana Diaz Salon. Emma Semensky. Fiona Rodriguez Drake. Vanessa Flores Candia. Hannah Ballantyne. Elio Arnston. Leah Kaliski. Samuel Thomas. Abigail Evans. Atlas Matthews. Katie Frost Little. Sydney Betts. Sarah Alexis Moore. Joshua Berman. Patrick Michael Gazda. Samuel Fioretti. Walker Perrault. Lucas Griggs Townsend. Lauren Arienzo. Colin Bewley. Wolfie Smith. Najee Sabreen Mohammed. Mohammed Abdullah Kawish. Daniela Robin Werlen Martinez. Rosine Razavi. Dan Josette. Lucia Gerber Breidolf. Isabel Adriana Bate. Gabe Kahn. Emily Brodsky. Grady Stote. William Josiah Erickson. Isabella Aguirre. Blair Barlow. Shelby Yeomans. Rue Sapini. Olivia Need. Samuel Shafrey. Jessica Roy. Matthew Hinderhofer. William E. Newhall. Anton Kaplan. Johan Soren Mosswild. Ethan Donahue. Rick Noble. Rainey Helmstetter. Helen Murray. Dolma Key. Parker W. Kellner. Lily Hershey Webb. It's Emma, no, it's Emery and Meme as the Sports Safety Committee. Cyan Steinberg Evans. Sabina Prentice. Jeremiah Terrence McGowan. Garrett Charles Schoonover. Penelope S. Lewis. Anna Kemp. Colin Barrett. Conrad Wurzburg. Eve Sequoia Sinderman. Madeline Elizabeth Duff. Zia Dernan. Maisha Stevens. Annie Ella Ayler. Scout Chaplain Lobel. Campbell Jackson Behrens Van Horn. Grayson Lewis Bartley. Corbin Nelson. Brittany Danielle Cragen. Catherine Brody. Haley Rose Gray. Aaron Richardson. Heather Welty. Tony N. Brennan. Des Wilson Lancaster. Julia Bentolila Hahn. Nina Hill. Sherlyn June. Taylor Nichols. Grace Lay. Hannah Isabel Borman. Philip Nori Parks. Ethan Michael McGill Crane. Joseph Doyle. Lillian Mabel. Mayfield.
Thank you, Dean Fernandez. And I'm supposed to now say, will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please stand? On behalf of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees of Hampshire College, it's my pleasure, honor, and privilege to confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all the rights and responsibilities which pertain. Please, Erdim, will you close these commencement exercises?
Before close, I am really proud of all of you. Okay, my Hampshire family, this commencement exercises this 21st day of May 2022 are concluded.